here at Zandvoort. He came from 10th on the grid to beat his McLaren teammate Alain Prost by just 0.2 of a second. Well, Zandvoort is a very different circuit today, of course, but still one with an incredible legacy. And we're going to add to that. Welcome along to the 2020 Dutch Grand Prix. 4 lefts and 10 rights make up the 14 corners of the narrow and demanding Zandvoort circuit, with plenty of peaks and valleys over the course of a 2.6-mile lap, which will demand absolute concentration from our drivers here today. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. The rookie lines up on pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Vettel, Hamilton, Valtteri Bottas, and Leclerc, Perez, Albon, Ricciardo, and Lando Norris, Gasly, Grosjean, Daniel Kvyat, and Raikkonen, Magnussen, Russell, Esteban Ocon, and Lance Stroll, Giovinazzi, and Nicholas Latifi. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today?
Alright, 5 red light. And away we go. The rookie J5 starts off in P1, gets off to a great start. Gets off to a great start in corner 1. P2 is Verstappen, the Dutchman. P3 is either Vettel or Leclerc, I think. I'm not sure. But this is the weird thing. McLaren's actually put the rookie J5 on mediums, and they're doing a reverse to everyone else which are doing softs to mediums. J5 is doing mediums to softs, which I don't know if this will work or not, but it's honestly weird. Mercedes are 4th and 5th. As you can see there, J5 isn't getting away. The angry Dutchman is still right behind him. He hits the curb though, slowing him down. Angry Dutchman Verstappen catches up a little bit. As you can see, all the grid here are literally just staying behind. I think J5's got like a good decent a second or two ahead of Verstappen, but wow, J5 is fast on those mediums, faster than the softs. 20 degrees out here. How is he doing it? He's in a McLaren. Now J5's only got 1 win, and that was the second race. Other times he's either went 16 and 14, I think. Austria, he was 16th. One after Bahrain, he was 1st. The one before, he was 14. And now this one, what is he going to come up as? Who knows? Because the way he's racing at the moment, looks like he isn't moving. Goes into the corner there. Quite slow, but not slow enough for the angry Dutchman to win. As he goes back into the corner, he hits the curb a little incy-wincy bit. And he goes to the straight, gear 8 down the strip, slowing down all the way to gear 1 to go through this corner, and he zooms back off out of the way. You can see the angry Dutchman Verstappen. I'm going to start calling him Verstappen again. He is like 1 corner behind. We're now on gear 7 going up here. J5 doesn't want to gear up again to gear 6, as he has gear 8, as he wants to get into that corner quite slow at gear 6. Now you have to think J5 is using an actual steering wheel, not a controller, so So he's doing all the paddles himself. We got a helicopter shot from up here. You can see just how good J5 is. Oh, far away from Verstappen at this point. Slowing down, he goes over the bumps, and Verstappen catches up a little bit. J5 is out of that corner, going real slow and back fast, as he does qualify in practice 1 P5, practice 2 P1, and practice 3 also P1, and qualifying P1. Him slowing down there. Who knows what could happen, really. It is all to race for. He's lost Verstappen, going really slow into that corner. Verstappen catches up. And as you can see in the cockpit here, look how fast he is going. He's on gear 7, not gearing up, and slows down for a gear 6. Spot. Zooming past, with Verstappen about 1 or 2 seconds behind him. Could this be a win for McLaren? Who knows? Was he zooming out there? The back is. Who knows about the back? We only are in for J5 here. As you can see, none of the places have changed from P1 to P5. P1 is J5 still, P2 is Max Verstappen, 3 and 4 are the Mercedes. I think it's Hamilton, then Bottas. My mistake. P3 is a Ferrari, P4 and 5 are the Mercedes, and P6 is another Ferrari, making them both be in the points if they keep it up like that. J5 hits the curb. Don't think he was supposed to do that. And he hits the grass! What is he doing? He needs to focus a little bit more, because that could literally spin him out and put him in last place. Nearly hitting the curb again, as we see there. J5 is, I think he's getting a little bit tired in the heat as well, because this time recording, it was 30 degrees, which is not that good. It's 31 at the moment, the time commentating. But oh, he is so fast. He goes on the curb a little bit, but that's alright. And he zooms past. With Verstappen only finishing the corner then, J5 is nearly at the end of, and goes on to section 1, corner 1. And out he goes with corner 2 and 3. Wow. And past. Just corner 4 where it's to take it nice and slow. And out fast. Now the problem with it being that J5 is on mediums is when DRS gets enabled, if Verstappen's 1 second ahead, he's 1 second behind or less, he's probably going to overtake J5 because he's got faster tyres. Now McLaren wants J5 to go out till lap 10, but J5 is like, nah, I'm going back to lap 9. I'm pitting in lap 9, as if he pits at lap 10, yeah, he'll get a lot of distance. But what happens, when he pits again after, he would lose all of those places. Now J5 does want to go into the pits 1 lap earlier, but the problem with that being is, A, his mediums will be alright, hopefully, and C, his new softs, which is hopefully going into, if he doesn't crash, they would tear more. So J5 has now just said he's going to keep with his strategy, and he's zooming past right now. Cannot see Verstappen anywhere. Verstappen is like 1 corner behind. whilst J5 is just going too fast. The way he's playing at this moment is meaning he'll probably most likely run out of fuel later on at the end of the race and probably DNFing. But who knows, he could have overfueled the car. I don't think they have though. So it's all to play for. Will Verstappen win? Will McLaren or Mercedes even win? Because all can go down. J5 can and probably will hit the grass again, or have a bad pit stop, and will literally ruin his whole P1. So let's see what happens. He hits the grass and he drifts. That could have been really bad for him. Sorry, I wasn't talking then. I was so into it. He drifts. If he wouldn't have drifted then, and if he would have spun out, that would have been his race over. Probably P10 or less. He is so lucky he has control over that car. But what that did just do is let Verstappen catch up. And Verstappen's about 1 second now behind him. And then the Ferrari's about 4 or 5 seconds. Zooming out of that is gear 8. Going back into gear 1. You know, if J5 keeps on doing this, and he'll end up spinning out and losing the race. So it's all to play for, really. As you can see here, J5 is still pushing really hard. Problem? Yeah. Why is it a problem, you may ask? Well, if you don't get it, if he keeps on going this fast, he will run out of fuel. He won't finish. He won't get any points. And he'll probably lose the race for his whole team. As you can see, he's not going as fast because he's running out of fuel. And he's going into a corner. He nearly hits the grass again. What is he doing? And into the pits he goes, as well as Verstappen. Revving the engine here. What is he doing? He could have been out a couple of seconds ago, but no, he was drinking his drink, because it's not real life. He wasn't paying attention. And so now, Albon takes his place, and J5 is now in P4, Verstappen P5. He gets a warning for going over the white line, and he is now pushing really hard. Verstappen on mediums, J5 on softs. Norris goes into the pits as well. It's all to play for. Will he stay P4? Will he go down to P5, P6, even P10, or will he get a podium finish, P3 to R1? It's all to play for. He is slowly catching up to Albon, little by little. He's about a second behind Albon. Going into the corner, he goes over the bumps and onto the grass a little bit, slowing him down, and not destroying his tyres, but it could destroy his tyres. Will J5 go for the overtake? J5 tried going for the overtake, but sees Albon's going in the pits. J5 is now P3 going to P1, as everyone else, P1, 2 and 3, have all gone into the pits to go into medium tyres. J5 on soft tyres. P2 is now Verstappen again on mediums. Everyone else is on mediums except J5, he's on the softs. What is this race? He's pushing really hard. He goes on the grass again. Luckily it doesn't spin out. That McLaren must have a lot of grip. Can people please help? J5 really needs to concentrate now. Verstappen will end up catching him if he keeps on messing up and making little mistakes. But we got a radio here saying that he's running out of fuel. He's like minus 0.2 of a lap, which means he's gonna have to slow down for the last couple of laps. J5 is minus a lap, I think, in fuel. So J5 is kind of really waiting on a safety car out here. Because if there isn't a safety car, he's definitely not making it. Or he's gonna have to or he's gonna come like P5 or 10, having to give up his position. You can tell he's going slower because he is on the lean mode on his car. But he has left the Dutch Verstappen. He's left him. Problem being, Verstappen really wants to win this because it's his own Grand Prix. It's his home Grand Prix as a Dutch driver. Where in the Netherlands, of course, it's the Dutch Grand Prix. If he doesn't, he's still gonna do pretty well if he stays in second. But he really wants to come in P1. Come on. As you can see, J5 is just zoomed off. He goes in the grass, somehow still doesn't spin. He must have a lot of grip on that McLaren. He's really slow into that corner though. And out he goes. Jeffrey is saying to J5, the car behind's losing their pace a little bit, like a 0.1 a second per lap. And J5 is out of there. You just see Verstappen in the background. There he is, Verstappen right behind J5. J5 doesn't want this, as if DRS is enabled, Verstappen's gonna probably overtake him. Look how close they are together though. It's a green flag, which means there is a yellow flag somewhere in the track. Somewhere on the track there is a yellow flag. J5's car hits the bottom. Some sparks coming out from J5 hitting the floor. Because you've got the Italian, the French, and the German and Belgian flag. You can see the Ferrari's just going into turn 1 as J5 goes into turn 3, I think. Verstappen is right on his butt though. And J5 is skipping gear, so he's going to go from gear 1 to 3, 6 to 8 to save fuel. Verstappen tries to overtake, but doesn't, because J5 doesn't have enough room from J5. There's the Ferrari. Verstappen is really trying to push J5 and is trying to make him mess up. They are so close to each other. J5 going defensive and going right in front of Verstappen to not let him overtake and not give him enough room. See, the Ferrari's kind of catching up a little bit, but not that much. So back into turn 1. J5 is doing amazing. Now what we think J5 should do is just go defensive and save the fuel so he can actually win the race. He's running low on fuel. As you can see, Verstappen is catching up. But he's not fast enough because J5 is still in first with the McLaren. J5 going really slow. Really slow into those corners right there. J5 also has fastest lap. But will he win? Will he not win? J5's fastest part is that little last turn and that straight. He's back into that, but Verstappen is catching up. See, the Ferrari's only just gone into turn 1 there, just finished turn 1, and J5 and Verstappen are literally back to back, about a second behind. Verstappen's about a second behind. Of course he wants to win because it's his home Grand Prix. Verstappen could have overtook there. Going fast into the corner. J5 going really slow there. Oh my god. Verstappen nearly overtakes but doesn't, because he gets pushed out the way, and J5's a little bit faster. As you can see there. J5 zooming past. Verstappen zooming past. And then the Mercedes and Ferrari as well. Oh, this is going to be really close. But I think J5 might win. Although he's low on fuel, he could possibly run out of fuel still at any time, because of his pushing so hard early on in the race. He's on lean mixture and is still zooming past. So who knows what could happen. Really, it's all to play for the last couple of laps, really. See, the Ferrari is there. J5 zooming past. He hits the grass and gravel again, which could lead him to spinning out, but he doesn't. J5 is gaining on Verstappen. Verstappen is trying to... Verstappen is trying his hardest to keep up, but he is just not doing it. They're staying the same time away, about a second away, not moving from over a second, under a second, which is bad but good for both of the drivers, for J5. It's bad because he really wants to get faster and farther away, but it's also good because they've got the same pace. So who knows? Who really knows? And the career path in J5's races, who knows what that's gonna happen as well. Going past the lights again. At the moment, there hasn't even been one safety car, which is very weird because there usually is like safety cars on these races and on like every race. But that is it for the race. Grosjean goes out somewhere in this video, I don't know when. And that is it, J5 wins.
Congratulations to the entire team for that fantastic performance. So let's review the updated driver's standings. Max Verstappen should be pleased with his performance, making gains at the top of the table. Some amazing talents out on the track today, but Anthony, who would you pick as your driver of the day?
Max Verstappen seemed to just effortlessly weave through the other drivers today without a care in the world. He was definitely my driver of choice.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Mercedes moved to the top of the table. I'm equal parts exhausted and elated with this weekend of Formula One. Be sure to join us for the next one.
The fans really seem to enjoy that. You made it look easy. You're breaking all expectations. What's your secret?
Alright, so now we've got an interview, and yeah, my controller disconnects because of the steering wheel. But I fixed that and we did that. Things are looking up after the race. Yeah, they were really well. Especially the aerodynamics. Thank you. So now, J5 wins the race. That was kind of as expected. He gets a lot of points. He gets fastest lap, pole position, and boom, he's winning Ocon. 5 races to go before their rivalry stops. He is now driver acclaim level number 5. His lucky number. And let's go back to the team headquarters to see if we can do anything. Stuff's still in development for McLaren, but all their departments are actually really good in the R&D tree. Something fails in the durability, so we're gonna redo that, and everything is good. We're gonna get, but we have about enough to do some more on the aerodynamics. And then the training's done. Next race is the Spanish. The next race is the Spanish. So I kind of will see you guys there. And the next race, yeah. The next race will be called McLaren's 4th and we are 5th in the drivers. And in the normal champions, yeah, we're 4th. You can see we've got those races. We've got 2 wins. Can't afford anything at the moment, so we're gonna keep our money. And that is it. See you next week. Peace.